Okay, more on lists. So I'm going to go ahead and create a list here. And in this case, I'm going to actually go over and just grab some list code from our site. So I'll go to week 4 because it's handy. And I'll just pop into the code here in Canvas. And I'll go pick up the list items from our objectives list. Copy. And let's switch back over to our Dablet page here. And I'll just paste it. Okay, so here we have a list. Okay, I don't have this very well formatted over here, so let me go ahead and add some formatting in the code. It doesn't affect anything that's happening up in the page display itself, you'll notice, just because of the way that HTML handles things and just follows elements rather than what's actually showing up on the page. So I can do some indenting here just to make this a little bit easier. Okay. Okay, so let's do some tweaking here to see what's possible with lists. So I'm going to go ahead and set a different start. So let's pretend this is a continuation of a previous list. I can put in a start attribute. Start equals 5. You'll notice our list adjusts so that we're starting with item 5 in this case. Let's see, I can also do some additional things. So I can make this type. I can change the type to something like A through F, or if I want to make it capital, I'll use a capital A. Or if I want to do Roman numerals, I'll put an I. If I want to do little Roman numerals, I'll do a little I. 1 goes back to just the default. These are all on page 36 of your book, but it allows you to really manipulate what kind of a list you're going to show. Now, let's say we want to have a sub-list. So I want to make these 4 items. What if I wanted to make these 4 items as sub-items? Or maybe I'll just make these 2 items as sub-items of this item above. So I can actually nest my list. And you'll notice what's happening up top. These 2 items are now indented as basically a new list within my existing list. And then I can change, if I want to, this embedded list to maybe an unordered list if I am less concerned about the order within the sublist, or I can change the list type. If I'm wanting to do an ordered list, I can change the type to letters, for example. And I could just continue to embed lists as long as I wanted to. Just you got to be careful when you do that because it can start to get a little bit confusing. Okay, so let's take a look now at some of the things you can do with unordered lists. So let's change this to an unordered list. Okay. Now in an unordered list, you also have some control over the type of bullet that's being shown. So you can make it a square instead of a disk. Another type you can do is a circle. Now the book mentions these, but it also mentions correctly that this is becoming obsolete because with CSS you can manipulate these things, and really you don't necessarily want to be controlling something visual as much in the HTML as you want to just be controlling the structure. So the whole idea of HTML and CSS is that you're separating the presentation from the content by using CSS to control the presentation, and you're using HTML to present the content and the structure of the document. So where a bullet is really a matter of presentation. It's becoming less and less popular to use a type attribute in an unordered list, but it's something that you can do if you're in a pinch.